to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you're an oldie, welcome back, guys. So today I'm going to be doing a simple and natural get ready with me. I just wanted to share with you guys what I do, the products I use, and just the overall steps I do to get and achieve this look. So if you want to see how I achieve this look, then just continue to watch this video. Alright y'all, so to begin, I'm just going in with my NYX brow gel and I'm just laying down my brows. As you can see, my brows are already thick, so I don't like to do too much to my brows. So I'm going in while that dries and just using my one size primer. And I'm just using that because it really works well with pores. I don't have a lot of pores, but it just really helps seal and minimize my pores as much as possible. In this look, I wanted to color correct a little bit. Around my lips are a little dark, so I just put in some color correction there. But I'm going in now with my Benefit Brow Eye Pencil in the shade 4.5. And I'm just filling in the certain areas that are a little bit lighter shade, or just to perfect the shape of my brows to the desired look. Next, to conceal my brows, I'm going in with the e.l.f. concealer, and I usually like to go in with the shade either my skin tone, depending on how natural the look I want to do, or either a shade or two lighter. So here I'm just going in with my thin angle brush by Morphe, and I'm just cleaning up my brows, shaping them and cleaning up any areas or imperfections that I may have not caught while I was filling in my brows with my eye pencil. Not my eye pencil, but my brow pencil. So I'm just going in here and just cleaning up using a concealer and just bringing that down to the middle of my lid. That way when I bring in the base coat, it can blend well together. And a helpful tip with using concealer is that you want to allow your concealer to sit to where it gets real tacky, because if you move your concealer when it's first applied, it's not going to cover or conceal the area that you desire. So allow your concealer to sit and get at least tacky, at least a minute or two before you blend out, so that way you can ensure the coverage is full. So I'm just going in and just blending out the darker shade concealer. I like to use it as a base when I'm doing a natural look, because it just gives a more solid base when I'm applying my eyeshadow to adhere to it. It's more of a foundation. It's like if I wanted a lighter color, I would maybe use a lighter concealer and then go on top of that with a lighter shade or set it. And I feel like that really helps seal in the natural look for the lid, so you don't have to use too much product. So I'm going in now with my Warrior palette and I'm just applying that on top. I'm going in with my Juvia's Place palette as another transition shade as well, just to help blend and transition up into the top part of my eyebrow. You want to make sure you transition well with your shades, even though they're all like a soft brown and neutral. You want to make sure they all blend well. And one thing a lot of people don't understand how to achieve this look sometimes is because they don't understand how long this process really is. A lot of people assume that because they see on videos or somebody else do it, that they believe that it's a quick process, but blending out really does take time, where you may have to go back in with the base shade or the transition shade to try to blend out any harsh lines, or to make sure that it is a seamless transition. And so that's pretty much what I'm doing here, looking, getting close, making sure that there's no harsh lines. So now that I'm ready to do my foundation, I'm going in with my Milani in the shade 10. And the same process applies with your foundation. If you want to achieve a full coverage, you want to allow that to sit a little bit before you blend it out, because you'll want it to be the same consistency as you expect for your concealer to be full coverage. Now, if not, then hey, do it when it's wet. I mean, then it may not even cover much, but my advice, if you want full coverage, allow your foundation to sit like you want your concealer to, allow it to get a little tacky, and then blend it out. So here I'm just going in with a concealer by e.l.f. I'm going in to put that in my T-zone area before I start blending it out. This is going to be my base. Originally, I had wanted to use the same concealer that I used for my brow, but I had threw it in my drawer and I wasn't sure which one I used. So it was in there with a pile of e.l.f. concealer, and I was just like, hey, I'm gonna eyeball it and just grab the next close thing that I want to use. So that's what I did. But then I wanted to use the L'Oreal concealer because it was a little bit darker, just to blend it out when I'm coming towards my cheek and contour area. So again, I'm just putting concealer in my T-zone, my nose area, and I'm also going to go in and put it on my chin. And now I'm going in with my black opal as a contour stick, and I'm just putting that around my area, the C-zone, my nose area, before I blend that out. And then I'm going to spray in my Prep and Spray by Morphe, and now I'm going to blend it out with my Real Technique brush. And I'm just going in like a blotting motion just to blend it out. I'm trying to get rid of the harsh lines, and then I'll go back in on top just to make sure that it's blended out in more of a circular motion or like a blotting method, depending on how it looks as I'm looking at it in my mirror. So if y'all see me look to the side, I have a smaller mirror closer nearby. I was trying to look in my vanity, but it just was, the camera was blocking, so it wasn't as good as me looking in my little small mirror that was nearby. So as you can see here, I'm looking in my mirror, but I'm just going in with my C-zone area and just blending out the contour just to make sure that the harsh lines are gone and that it is blended into my skin or my hairline, so that way you don't see any harsh details, I guess I want to say, or just separation from the foundation to my hair. So now I'm going in with my e.l.f. liquid blush, and I'm just applying that right there at the height of my cheekbones before I blend that out. But while I let that sit, like I said, I'm going to just go ahead and blend out my concealer in my chin. I usually do my chin and my forehead areas. I always do my under eyes last, where my T-zone is, because that's the areas that I want the most coverage at. So I do that last. I'm going to also blend out my cheeks, and you'll just see all that, and then I'll come back once we put on the setting and loose powder. So I'm going in with my L'Oreal Mercier loose setting powder. I hope I said that right, y'all. It's not like a tongue twister, but I'm going in with that as a blotting method. I'm not going to let that sit for the first application. So I'm just going in with a blotting method just to press that into my skin and just set that concealer there in that area. I want to make sure that it's being blended in there good before I set it there and let it sit for a while I put in my other powder. So now I'm just going in. This is my bronzer. I'm just going in with my bronzer just to put as a powder on top of my concealer that I use by the Black Opal. So I like to go on with a powder on top of any concealer or water base or wet base that I use. I like to go in with a powder. So I'm going in with the bronzer on top of the C-zone area that I apply all that contour to, and then I'm just going in with a little bit leftover powder and just cleaning up those lines under the cheeks. I don't want it to be sharp lines, but I just want it to be a little bit more defined, so I do that. But now I'm just going in with my MAC pressed powder in my skin tone. I think that is a I want to say NW35, but don't quote me, y'all. But I'm just going in on top of my skin and just set all my foundation and all the powder and concealer that I put on. And then I'm also going to be using that to wipe away the powder that was sitting under my eye. So I'm just going to be doing that under both lids. And then once that's done, I'm going to also go in and spray my face. I'm also going to go in with the Juvia's Place blush, and I'm just going in on top of my blush, my areas that I blushed as well with the liquid powder, and I'm going to be using that. And finally, I go in with my Maybelline pressed powder and I just set my under eye one more time. I find this process to work really well for me because it really eliminates creasing and it really just gives a seamless, soft look for my under eye. So I know it may seem like a lot of steps, but I like to just figure out what works best for me. And like they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I like the way this works for me, so I'm not going to change it. So this is all I'm going to be doing for the most part. I'm going to go in lastly, I think that you catch, I'm going in with my Mary Kay mascara, and I'll do my lashes off camera. But overall, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the outro. Alright guys, that's pretty much it for this video. If you liked it and make it this far, please don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss an upload. And as always, stay true and stay you, and I will see you guys in the next video.